Ema, will you stop muscling in on Tea with the Druid? This is my slot, not your slot. What's going on? This is the second time it's happened. How can this possibly happen? I don't know. Hello, welcome. This is not Fireside Chat with Ema. This is Tea with the Druid, number whatever it is, I don't know, and 394. And my name is Philip Cargom, and Tea with the Druid is brought to you by the Order of Bards, Ovates, and Druids. As everyone gathers in the circle, let's compose ourselves. I'm not composed because I've just played the wrong intro, but let's gather in the circle here and gradually settle. And you might like to spend just a moment tuning in and just check in with your body, your feelings, and just ask yourself, how am I feeling? The interesting thing about the word feeling is that it can be an emotion or a body sensation, can't it? I'm feeling tired is not an emotion, it's a physical sensation of fatigue. I'm feeling upset is an emotional response. So you can take it either way. And of course, there's, they combine. So how are you feeling? Liz says, I see the tea has gone off the rails. Yes, we've gone off to a crazy start. So just check in. How are you feeling right now in this precise moment, on the understanding that it could change at any moment, puzzled, at a crossroads, tired and sore, but hopeful. Frustrated, gosh, it's all going so fast, business stuff, amused, weary, feeling happy, chilled, resettling, winter blues, feeling released, hopeful, energized, full. I'm feeling a deep change, emotional but happy, peaceful, watching the walk for peace in social medias, irritable, relieved, have a good day, so feeling grateful and blessed, satisfied just for the moment, intrigued, composed, fed up, curious, decluttered, tired and weary, but a flicker of hope, contented, listening to waves breaking on the seashore, feeling tired but peaceful, tired, calm, fed up with the rain, feeling relieved to join together in the grove, happy to be with like-minded people, lost and hopeful, shifted, adjusting to change. Hi, hi from Kiev, from Olena, calm, tranquil, feeling optimistic. Taste buds, it's going so fast I can't catch everything. Sleepy, hungry and calm, a warm heart but cold toes. Scared in my wonderful diverse neighborhood in the US. Relieved, happy to be here, achy after an op. Irritated and anxious. Spacey, energized. So all feelings are welcome. When we sit in the grove together, we welcome all the feelings we have, because we're all human and we all go through all sorts of different feelings through the day. If we kept a log of how we were feeling during the day, there would be lots and lots of entries like this, and it would go up and down and so on. And one of the reasons we meet together is, I think, because it can sometimes help us feel better at a very sort of basic pragmatic level. But it can feel good to come together in this way, to focus our minds a little on topics to do with the spiritual life, with the heart, with life itself and how we engage with it. And one of the key ideas in the Druid tradition is that meaning pervades all of nature, and that if we open ourselves to the Arwen, to the flow of Imas, to the flow of inspiration, we can drink from the well of meaning and inspiration. without necessarily, and here's, I think, a really interesting point, without necessarily having to understand everything at a rational level. Zell Louise says Druidry is such a sanctuary, especially now. And sometimes, and often possibly, it's really helpful not to overanalyze things and to understand exactly what's happening. It's more like just allowing it in some way. And also being like a bloodhound and following the scent. And I was like a bloodhound the other day when I was interviewing Dr. Gwilym Morris Baird. And there's a link in the notes for this episode to the interview I had with Gwilym. And it's a short one. It's only 20 minutes. And I'll put the link up again as well. And the reason I'm mentioning it is because he said something really interesting towards about 20 minutes into our conversation. And it was so interesting. And it kind of was like a kind of touch paper for me that I finished the interview at that point because I didn't want us to overwork the idea because it's a powerful idea. And I didn't want us to carry on with the conversation. So we then layered it and then the listener forgot what we were talking about. So short and sweet was the idea. And what he said was that what interested him was following the ache of potential, the ache, A-C-H-E, the ache of potential. And the way he said it and expressed it was so powerful for me. And I'd love to explore that with you now. I'd love to explore that with you because it's so central to Druidry, I think. And perhaps we can start to drift into a kind of meditation now and then come out and talk about it a bit more. So normally we talk at the beginning, meditation at the end, but I'm going to suggest something different today, which is that we just gently allow ourselves to drop into a meditative space, and then let's have a bit of sharing afterwards. So if you're up for that, you might like to just look around you, notice your surroundings, and then perform an act of magic. And that act of magic is so simple to perform, but it's so profound. And the act of magic goes like this. Vroom. The vroom is the closing of the eyelids. Because what happens when the eyelids close is that about 2 million bits of information stop flowing into the nervous system. What an extraordinary thought. 2 million bits of information. So you close your eyes. If it's okay for you to do that, you don't have to, of course. You can stay with your eyes open or you can soften your gaze. But if you feel safe and okay, then you close your eyes and immediately things start to change and shift. You know there are walls around you. You know there's a floor beneath you. You know there's a ceiling above you. But you also know perhaps that everything is energy. Nothing is as solid as it appears to be. And if you take in a slow, deep breath, hold for a moment, and then breathe out fully and deeply. As you breathe out, you might like to allow the walls, the floor, the ceiling to gently dissolve so that you find yourself in a sacred grove of the Druids, in a clearing in the forest, with the smell of the earth and of the forest in your nostrils. You find a spot to be seated, a mossy stone, or the ground itself, or perhaps an old log. And you're seated in a circle. About 235 people have come from all sorts of different parts of the world and are joining you in this circle. And you gradually allow your awareness to shift to the earth beneath you, And you allow your weight to just drop. Just letting go, nothing to hold on to. Just allowing Mother Earth to support you. And as you breathe in, allowing the energy of the earth to flow up into your being. And feeling stabilized and energized by the energy of the earth. You become aware of the moisture in the earth, the moisture in the soil. And you sense all the roots in the soil. It's almost as if you have 3D sort of X-ray vision and you can see beneath the surface of the forest and you see all these roots traveling down. And you can feel them with a sort of empathy. You can feel the way the moisture is being drawn up by these roots. And the moisture travels up, becoming sap through alchemy. The sap flows up through the tree. And you sense the trees around you now, around all of us, as living beings, deeply rooted in the earth, stretching high up, their energy and quality of integrity and strength, providing a real sense of support to us and encouragement. It's as if they're saying, stand tall, rooted deeply in the earth. Reach up to the heavens, reach up to the stars. And you sense their branches and their leaves. And you breathe with the trees. Breathing in and breathing out. And sensing above the crowns of the trees, the sky. And you breathe in the energy of the sky now, allowing the energy of the sky to flow through your being. And you notice how the energy of the sky feels different to the energy of the earth. You sense the vitality in this energy and you let it flow into your being. And the energy of the sky meets the energy of the earth within the center of your being. And in the center of your being, wherever you sense that, and it may not be clear to you, or you be a very specific point in your consciousness, or it may just open you out in your awareness to a sense of the center of yourself. Just be open to the idea of the ache of potential. Can you feel the ache of potential? The ache of something longing to be born. No need to put it into words, just feeling. And even if it's a little uncomfortable, just allowing the feeling as much as you can. allowing the sensations you may experience in your body, allowing any feelings that might be invoked. And allowing any images, words, symbols that may wish to appear out of this ache of potential, this yearning. And just with a spirit of nurturing, one might say the spirit of motherhood, of parenting, just gently acknowledge this ache. And you might like to sense yourself with your two hands over your heart. You might want to physically put your hands over your heart, or just imagine them there. May I treasure this yearning, this ache. May that which wishes to be born, and come to be in the world and in my life. Trusting that all will be well, I ask for blessings on my life, and I ask for blessings on all of life, and a blessing on the land. And you imagine your hands now placed on the earth. And as you place your hands on the earth, you might sense just some flowers, some plants starting to break through the soil. Feeling the fire of spring, which we start to acknowledge at Imbolc. In this time, as we move in the Northern Hemisphere to the spring equinox, sensing that potential for growth and for new birth to be present. May this land be blessed. May the earth be blessed. And then, sitting up again, you become aware of the group around you, and you put your arm out to either side, and you take the hand of the person to your left and your right, to sense yourself connected now to the whole group, all meditating at the same time, here, now, in this sacred grove. And sensing the peace and the support here, we ask that peace might prevail on earth, that all beings might be blessed. And we squeeze the hand to either side of us and bring our hands back to our heart. And as you do this, you start to become aware of your body. You feel the warmth of your hands on your heart. Your awareness of the body grows stronger as your awareness of being in the sacred grove gently begins to fade, until you find yourself ready to gently open your eyes, to be fully present here and now. And Liz Hills makes a very interesting point. I will often keep my eyes open during meditation because I'm trying to break my tendency to dissociate and compartmentalize. Helps with connecting inner and outer to keep eyes open. Thank you, Liz. That's a lovely example of how we're all different and we have to honor our own differences. Kathy says, may we nurture that ache. Morgan Warren, who has sent me the most. Morgan, I get to publicly thank you while I see you on there. I've just got back from being away for 2 months, so I had a whole pile of mail to open, and all sorts of things. And amongst the pile was this lovely calendar that Morgan has created with beautiful imagery in it. And thank you so much for sending that to me, Morgan. And you're saying, this is perfect for me this afternoon. For a week or two now, I have an ache to create, but have been held back. Images are crowding into my mind, but when I try to put them on paper, in words or colors, another takes its place. Very interesting. The creative process is such a fascinating process, isn't it? And it is very much, this business of giving birth, I know I mentioned that a couple of times, it's so, because I think essentially giving birth is a creative process too, of course, the creation. Let's have a look. Thank you, Morgan. It's lovely imagining everyone in the grove as everyone watching this video now. Yes. And also those who watch the recording as well later, we can participate in the feeling perhaps that we can generate here when we're doing it live. Thank you, Lindsay. Nick in Bulgaria, as I really felt the squeezing in my both hands, guys. Very nice and beautiful. Yeah. There's Lorna Rose, poet. There's something about loving the ache, even if the longing is never fulfilled. The soul doesn't want to be fixed, just witnessed. Fantastic. That's a lovely kind of antidote to us becoming overly preoccupied with fixing ourselves, having therapy, resolving everything. Something about loving the ache, yearning, it's so resonant, isn't it? It's such a rich theme. I think that's why I got so excited when Gwilym mentioned this idea of the ache of potential. The ache is a daily part of creative pro. Yes. What a tender and beautiful practice. Cool. I have aches to chase. Creative pro. Oh, so much better than. Naomi saying, may all who feel afraid and oppressed feel a seed of freedom swelling within their hearts. May the earth strengthen our roots, the sun warm our hearts. Yes, so now it's interesting when you take this idea and then you put it with what's happening in the world. Think of the ache of potential. Thank you, Naomi. The ache of potential of the world. I think part of the pain a lot of us experience now is that we know as humans, we have so much potential. We have so much to give. We are so capable of creating paradise on earth, and yet we don't. But some of us really try. And the first step is acknowledging the yearning, the ache, the desire, which comes along with fear, disillusionment, pain, sense of disappointment. When we think we're not, we see the suffering in the world, it won't be achieved, and yet within that is this ache that has the potential within it for a new birth. Here, Julian Willow. This reminds me of the difference between optimism and hope. Optimism means following the ache of potential, I think. Yes, thank you. Warren, that is gorgeous. Please sell them in the Obod store. I shall talk to, I'm seeing Sarah, who runs the store tomorrow. I shall show her the Morgan's calendar. Yeah. That ache symbolized as a swan taking off from a lake. Odd. I never have swans in my meditation. Again, yes, what a beautiful image. Thank you. Thank you. It feels like a deeply rooted seed within me that is aching to burst forth with fresh shoots. Yes, and maybe this theme of this ache of potential is particularly resonant for those of us in the northern hemisphere, with spring coming on, with the snowdrops starting to come out, the plants starting to push their way out of the wet, cold soil. A fledgling on the nest edge, aching to take the leap to fly. This topic seems so relevant right now. I'm currently on a course that's firing up my creative brain, but have the ache of needing to wait until it's done before I can fully commit and begin. Yes, I mean, I think any of us who've been involved in creative work and planning, it's this sort of the agony and the ecstasy, isn't it? It's the tremendous joy and in creation, and also that kind of all the pain and difficulty involved, the aching involved. I have been feeling this ache, but still can't pinpoint the source. I may need to revisit this meditation to explore it further. Yes, Kim, and I think the trick with these things is what psychologists call not going for premature closure. And what that means is we naturally have a desire to wrap things up, to understand things, to say, oh, I get it, yeah, and so we can then put it in the box and put it up on the bookshelf, and file it. Of course, that's how we process a lot of, that's how we can process lots of material during the day. But when it comes to creativity, it's something to be resisted. So not going for premature closure, instead keeping the slightly uncomfortable feeling of not knowing and the ache. So if you were to do that meditation again, just maybe try not trying to get closure on it, not trying to understand it, not pinpoint the source, but just allow yourself to feel it, and then kind of resist trying to get a rational mind handle on it, pinpoint the source, and then maybe the source will reveal itself. And in a way, the less clear the source is, perhaps the deeper it goes, like a wonderful kind of wellspring deep in the earth. Maybe that source is really deep within your soul, and is a real seam that is at play here. Just a thought. My ache is a yearning to experience and understand all things, an ache of love for everything. I love that. An ache of love for everything, as it turns out. Great, Sydney. Focus on the present, practice mindfulness to stop focusing on things you cannot change. Yes. So just being open and being completely in the present, not trying to change the experience. One of the ironies, I think, is that one of the best ways to effect change in oneself is to stop trying to make change happen, and then that almost gives it a chance for the process to occur without your rational mind trying to force it into the path you wanted to go in. This is the value of art, following the ache of potential to shift consciousness. Yes, fantastic. Patricia, not so much an ache, but anticipation and wanting to throw my heart forward, then follow it. Yes. The ache of a better person breaking through. that's like the highest, the soul. There's the idea of the sort of the personality, and then there's the soul trying to sort of break through the various layers of the everyday self, the ego, the personality, or something. Yeah, that's a really nice way of sensing the ache as well. So it's a very this is a very fertile very fertile. There's lots more comments, but we need to finish now. Let me just sorry, there's just so many lovely comments. Yes. Thank you, Paloma. Yes. So I'm going to finish now, but do keep writing the comments because remember the comments stay, and so and I will go back and read these. But I can. Wow! Oh, lots more comments. Yes, we've hit a seam. So let's just allow that to do its work and see what happens with our dreams and how it can be helpful to us. And many blessings to you. And if you're able to get into the Druid Hearth, I will see you in the Druid Hearth in a few moments. And next week, you're going to have Kerry, who's doing Tea with the Druid, and the week after, Ema. And then I will see you in 3 weeks' time. So much love, many blessings. Until then. Okay, bye.